wanted to do a quick little tutorial on how to do a how to get full coverage foundation. I don't often wear full coverage myself, and so I probably haven't done a whole lot of videos on just how to get full coverage. You always see me do my pressed powder, which I love. It's my favorite foundation, and I can get about as much coverage with that as I want to for an everyday look. But sometimes I want to get a little bit more glammed up, and so I just want to show you today how you can get a full coverage foundation using Jane Iredale products. So, and I would say one of the reasons why I don't often use a full coverage foundation is I like to see people's natural skin shining through, even imperfections. But the other reason why I don't love a full coverage is because I feel like foundations can settle into my pores as I get a little bit older, and our pore size gets a little bit bigger, and so when we wear a liquid foundation or a full coverage foundation, it tends to settle in the pores and be a little bit more noticeable than maybe it used to be when we were younger. So an important step in a full coverage foundation is going to be your primer, and so I'm going to use today the Illuminating Glow. I love the oily skin primer as an everyday look, but if I want to kind of go a little bit more glam and a little bit more full coverage, I'm going to use the Illuminating Glow. It's a little bit thicker, so it's going to be really good at filling in those pores, and it's going to give us just a teeny tiny bit of like a pearlescent glow. So that's why it's called Illuminating Glow. It has a teeny bit of mica in there. It also has hyaluronic acid, so it's going to be really hydrating for the skin. So I'm just going to put that on with my fingers. And I would say I used just a little bit less than a pea size. I might have used maybe 3/4 of a pea size. Okay, so we've got that in. And next I'm going to use Glow Time. The Glow Time is a full coverage BB cream, and I'm going to use BB6, and this is a good color for me right now. I don't have like a summer tan or anything. Again, I'm going to use just a little bit less than a pea size on my face. So let's put that on. I think I want to use two things. Actually, I'm going to use like a smaller foundation brush, but I'm also going to use this type of brush to get it all over my face quickly, and then I'm going to blend it into the smaller areas of my face, the foundation brush. Alright, so I'm just going to apply it. This is just distributing it evenly on the face. So some people are like, oh, why, can't we just put it straight to the face and just kind of smear it all over? But this way, I'm really concentrating it in the areas where I know I need the most coverage, and that's, for most of us, going to be in the T-zone. So this area and this area, and then you kind of blend out to get like a smoother, maybe a little less coverage out there. But so we're going to start here. Nice light coverage all over my face. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to use a teeny tiny bit more, and then any areas where I feel like I want to get in a little bit more, I'm going to use my small foundation brush, and I'll just kind of tap in like some of those areas I want a little more coverage. I can come around my eye area. I'm not going to put a lot around my eye area because I want to use my concealer in my eye area, but I'm going to just come right below it, I would say, into here. into the corners of the nose. Hit any areas that you know you need a little bit more coverage. This is when you start layering it a little bit. And then you can kind of blend it into the hairline. We don't want like an abrupt stop at the hairline. We want it to be nice and just feathered in. Now, I think that foundation should be so, match your skin so well that you don't have a line at your neck. So I think your foundation should really match. So I don't often pull my foundation onto the neck area. But if I'm gonna go with full coverage, you might want to blend that down a little bit because you are wearing more. And so you don't want a line of demarcation, even if it's the exact same color as your neck. If you've got a full coverage foundation and you don't blend it just a little bit, there'll be a line there. So I'm just barely dragging it down. I'm not like wearing makeup on my neck. I'm just kind of blending or feathering that down the neck area a little bit. Okay. Okay, so now I want to do a little concealer. So I did come up here and just kind of blend my foundation just a little up into the eye area, just for the smoothness. But I'm going to use my concealer right in my eye area because I need more coverage. I need the type of coverage that I can't really get with my foundation, because my foundation is the same color as my skin. My concealer is actually, the point of my concealer is to neutralize this kind of purpley color underneath of my eye. So my concealer color is like a peachy color because that's going to neutralize the purple. So that's why I want to use the concealer instead of my foundation under the eye. I call this color correction. So if I've got any areas I need to correct, you take into consideration what color is going to neutralize the color you're trying to correct. All right, so I'm going to go on my eyelid with this too, just a little bit. Not going to use a lot of my concealer on my eye area because I don't want it to crease up. So just use it sparingly. If you're going to do a glam look, the key is to, I think, make sure that the entire face has some sort of foundational base on it. So that includes eyelids, that includes all the skin on your face. So if you're going to do a full coverage foundation, you need to make sure you are covering the entire eyelid as well. Okay, so that neutralized the area pretty well. Okay, so the next thing I want to do to get my full coverage is I'm going to use my pressed powder over this BB cream. So I'm going to put it on very similar. I'm going to show you two ways that you can put this on. So you can use your flat brush and kind of drag it down the face and get more coverage. You can kind of tap it in areas that you want a little bit more coverage. One other way that you can do this, if you want a full coverage now, is to use this is called a flocked sponge. And so I can use a flocked sponge and then apply it that way too. And that way is going to give me the most full coverage. So again, you can apply it with your brush, or if you want even more coverage, apply with your sponge. Notice I did not do the eye area yet. I'm gonna blend this down my neck with the brush. Okay. I always keep my powder foundation in a one shade lighter color too. And so that one shade lighter, the reason I do that is I like to put that in any areas I want to bring forward or any areas of my face that are a little bit lighter. So I want to keep the eye area just a little bit lighter than my entire face, just a little, not crazy amounts. So I'm going to use my one shade lighter pressed powder to set this concealer under my eye area. Now you don't have to do this. You could use something like the Beyond Matte. This is a translucent powder and it will set your concealer also. So this is one way to do it and this is another way to do it. I'm getting a little bit more coverage by using the pressed powder though. The Beyond Matte, because it's translucent, I will just get a matte finish and it will achieve the goal of setting it, but it will not give me more coverage. And I'm just tapping this in with just like a big eyeshadow brush. Okay, one other place I want to put this is kind of right here. These are my, I guess these are, I don't know what these are called, smile lines. And so I like to put a little bit lighter color in my smile lines, just to bring them forward just a little bit. And then I like to go around my mouth with just a little bit lighter color and around the creases of my nose, because I have very sharp features, and so I like to soften them just a little bit by putting a slightly lighter color around these areas. My last step, last but not least, is I want to set this with a hydration spray. I'm going to use the new one. It's called Calming Lavender, and so it's new to Jane Iredale. I'm going to really give that a nice spritz because I like a slightly dewy look, and also want that foundation to really sit down on the face and just become one together. There's your full coverage foundation. Okay, I'm back. Did a little eye makeup. Used my daytime eye palette, my dark topaz eyeliner, of course, my favorite mascara, the Beyond Lash, and then I used the Sheer Honey blush, So Bronze 2, And then I did a little highlighting just on the bridge of my nose with the lightest color in my daytime eyeshadow palette. Used the brunette eyebrow pencil. And then for lips, I did the Molly lipstick, nutmeg lip liner, and then I just blended that, and then I topped it off a little bit with the Spiced Peach lip gloss. So I think that's it. And so now I have this kind of natural look, but it is a little bit more glam because I've got full coverage. And then, you know, I did all the things. I did my little wing eyeliner and mascara, and I could even put some lashes on top of this. It would be really pretty to do some fake lashes with this. So anyway, there's my look. Full coverage foundation with a natural palette on top of it. Bye.